What's good, fight fans? Your Majesty speaking. So, Erickson Lubin does an interview on YSM Sports Media today that I saw, and he was speaking some good shit, and it was in reference to him also not being impressed with Jaron Ennis. My last video was about Jaron Ennis and me not being impressed with his move to 154, or let me say his performance in his debut at 154. And Lubin felt the same way. Um, so while listening to that video, I was actually thinking about Erickson Lubin, and I was going over his resume because he kept saying, check my resume, check my resume. And in my head, I'm like, check his resume, like for what? Like, it's Lubin, right? But when I started thinking about it, I'm like, okay, hold on. Lubin fought Charlo at a young age. He jumped out there and did what we ask these fighters to do, which is jump out there and accept tough competition at a young age. He fought um, Jason Rosario. He fought Sebastian Fundora. He fought Jose Ramos. He fought solid competition. When I actually go back to look at his resume, he's getting ready to fight Virgil Ortiz. I feel like it's somebody on there that I'm missing that he fought that was worth. Oh, Terrell Goucher. And it just had me thinking, like, could Erickson Lubin be our new generation's Shawn Porter? Now, I know some of y'all gonna say, no, he not Shawn. He never won a title. He never been a champion, or whatever the case may be. But I'm not speaking of it as far as from a championship level guy or whatever the case may be. I'm just speaking of it simply from the guy that takes on all challenges, regardless of whether it's in his best interest. If it ain't in his best interest, Shawn Porter was the last generation's guy that fought everybody. We can look at Terrence Crawford, but Terrence Crawford didn't fight everybody. He didn't fight, and trust me, I know there's reasons for it. I know it's different sides of the street. I know certain fights he couldn't get that others could, but that's besides the point. When I look at Shawn Porter fought Danny Garcia, Adrian Broner, Paulie Malignaggi, Devin Alexander, Kell Brook, Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, Danny Garcia, if I ain't said him already, Andre Berto. The list goes on and on and on when it comes to the people who Shawn Porter fought. And I don't know if Shawn Porter makes it into the Hall of Fame or not. I believe that he is borderline Hall of Fame more so based on his resume and him accepting the challenges. And yeah, he lost to Spence. Yeah, he lost to Crawford. He lost to Kell Brook. But those guys were the best of the best. He also beat guys like Adrian Broner. He also beat guys like Danny Garcia. He beat Andre Berto. He beat tough competition. Oh, he lost to Keith Thurman as well. That's another guy I forgot that Shawn Porter fought. But when I look at Lubin and I look across the landscape of this generation's fighters, Lubin to me seems like that Shawn Porter guy who it don't matter who the competition is, you throw him out there, I'll fight him, win, lose, draw, maybe not, whatever. Lubin is accepting these challenges. And so it had me thinking, like, could Lubin be this era's Shawn Porter? I got to give a lot of respect to Lubin because he kind of floated under the radar. I remember the first time I saw Erickson Lubin was in person at the Barclays Center when he knocked out Jorge Cota with that, like when he dipped down and he came with that looping left hook. And I was like, damn, who is this hammerhead nigga, right? And so since then I kind of been paying attention to him. And then I was at the fight when he fought Charlo. That Charlo fight was on the undercard of Lara versus Terrell Goucher, and Jarrett Hurd and Austin Trout was also on that card. That was a Barclays Center card. And I think once he lost, he kind of slipped under the radar. He never materialized into what a lot of people thought he may have. And it makes sense. That's why a lot of these guys don't want to take these fights early on before they make the money that they want to make, because they fear being in a situation like Lubin is in, when you're a good fighter, you take on all comers, no matter win, lose, or draw. And if you get the short end of the stick, people forget about you. So I want to say that's a knock on us as fans, because we got to be a lot better with giving these guys praises, win, lose, or draw, just for taking the fight, because you got the tanks that we can't get to fight nobody. You got the Boots and people like that who we haven't been able to get in the ring with, people who we deem their level of competition. And so I just wanted to make this video to show some love to Erickson Lubin for being this new generation Shawn Porter, because he's taking on all comers, man. Virgil Ortiz ain't no walk in the park. And then he talking about he trying to win so he can fight Bruce. So when you look at the landscape of Erickson Lubin's career, he gonna have a Hall of Fame worthy resume as far as the names that he fought. Now, like I said, he hasn't been fortunate enough to win titles, because whenever he gets to that level to win a title, he always fucking lose, whether it's Charlo or whether it's Fundora or whatever the case may be. But when I look at his resume, and I know people gonna say Banana Rosario, he ain't that good, but he beat Jarrett Hurd. He had a good showing, and he was considered a knockout guy. Now, of course, as his career went on, we saw that he wasn't what people thought he was, just like we saw with J-Rock. But I still think he gets credit for that fight. And I just wanted to make this video to say, shoot some love over there to Erickson Lubin, man, because he's making the fights that we want to see. We can't, as fans, complain when fighters don't give us the fights that we want to see, but then on the backhand, we don't give these guys credit for taking the fights that we want them to take. And so this was just a little video to shout out some love to Erickson the Hammer Lubin, man. And if you like what I'm doing, please sub to the channel. Be sure to hit the notification bell so that you will be notified when I drop future videos. Also, follow my other social media accounts. It's up in front of you. And until next time.